The Muni stages well-known toe-tapping musicals. Someone, somewhere, is writing the next great play. And a valuable last step in the process is when actors read aloud the words of the playwright for the first time. Brenda Madden reports on how the St. Louis Writers Group is polishing up new plays that are diamonds in the rough.
It's Monday night at Big Daddy's Bar in Soulard. In the upstairs room, a cast of characters is settling in.
Thank you for coming to the St. Louis Writers Group presentation of Gemini by David Holly.
Holly is in the hot seat tonight, but he's surrounded by writers who have been there too, including Mario Farwell, the group's founder.
It's kind of really detrimental for writers to sit at home alone and say, is this any good? Or, it's nice to get feedback because you can progress like that.
Like a lot of artists, Farwell left his hometown of St. Louis to chase his dreams in other cities. He moved to New York, California, London, and then back to New York. But in 2005, he returned home to St. Louis. At the time, he was working on a play that had just had a disastrous first reading in another city.
So I came back and I said, well, I have to fix it up and get it read here. So I didn't find a writers group here. So I said, well, I'm just going to start my own writers group.
In the beginning, Farwell thought the group might last a couple of weeks, but when other writers began asking for reading slots, he realized he had a hit on his hands.
And it just kept going and going. I guess it was a need for it.
I mean, listen, does anybody sound like they're having a bad time here?
Reeling from a bender. I just finished a new story.
The group began with readings on the first Monday of every month. A year later, Farwell added a workshop session on the third Monday.
Sorry, Mom.
Oh, stab her again.
Just come back here.
He also joined forces with First Run Theater, a kindred spirit that's dedicated to producing new, unpublished works by St. Louis area playwrights.
Once Mario started this group, also the quality of the scripts we were getting began improving.
No, really, it's okay. Jesus, what the hell is that? All kinds of crap off the side of the road.
And also it gave us an insight and more of a voice into the playwriting community, and more important, to create a playwriting community.
Clearly it has. Since 2005, the group has read and critiqued hundreds of new plays. And whether it's a reading, a workshop, or First Run's annual reading festival, the faces are familiar.
I tell people I'm not an actor, but I play one on Monday nights.
I think the thing that's unique about this group is I try to keep it open for everybody, beginners to the advanced. Everybody can come in and they have a chance to get their stuff read. I don't believe in cliques or favoritism, so it's just if you come in and you want to work, we'll help you out.
Over the years, that policy has opened the door to writers from all walks of life. Writer David Hawley works in science. Joe Littman is a retired businessman. Shanez Ahmed is a pediatric dentist.
No need for him to hurry because she clung willingly, giving under him. The best part is the feedback. The best part is getting an opinion that's not my own. And getting an opinion about something and seeing what they understood about the play, what they didn't understand, because I write a play that's cultural.
We listen attentively. We really do pay attention, and we hear things, and we comment on them, but in a very positive way.
Off the top of your head, and a few words or a phrase about your immediate reaction to the play.
That process follows a strict code. The playwright remains silent during the reading and feedback session, but they're allowed to answer questions at the end.
Just all the characters that you have in a small town or a little village, that was really they're just so real.
I was creeped out. I'm worried. I don't know if I'm going to get sleep tonight. I'm just going to go cover up, and I'm like...
My firm belief is, writers are born, but I think real writers are developed. It takes work, it takes reaction back and forth, it takes working with other writers. It takes a community to do it.
Still, it's not for the faint of heart. Mario Farwell has written a lot of plays, but even he gets nervous. What's it like to hear it read for the first time?
Depends. It can be very exhilarating or it can be very painful.
The payoff is improvement and hopefully seeing your play published or produced somewhere down the line. That's already happened for several writers group writers, but the big dream is always there.
And I want to see these local playwrights make it, become a Neil Simon. Maybe not in my lifetime, but in some lifetime anyway.
And if that seems like a long shot after a difficult reading, well, you can always soothe your ego with a plate of Big Daddy's fries and a cold beverage before heading home to rewrite.